Thank you, Don. It is so great to be back at Scaling New Heights. I'm super excited to dive deep into the tech today. 2 years ago in St. Louis, I gave an introduction to AI and machine learning. And last year, I dived deep into all the different types of ML models. I also shared that our goal at Digits was to automate 90% of the accounting tedium. And the reaction last year was extraordinary. Our booth was slammed. We heard from so many of you that you felt overwhelmed with your current workload. You didn't have time to do the advisory work you wanted to, and that you hoped our goal was real. So, well, we realized we had 12 months to make it so. For those of you I haven't met, I'm Jeff Seibert. I'm the founder and CEO of Digits. As Don said, you might recognize me from the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. And before Digits, I was head of consumer product at Twitter. There, I oversaw the launch of the algorithmic timeline back in 2016. Twitter was one of the first global deployments of machine learning technology in the world. And I started Digits in 2018 on the premise that AI would unlock the next generation of accounting software. And we've been heads down building this ever since. So what do I mean by AI native accounting? I want to paint a vision of your CAS practice today versus what an AI native version looks like in comparison. So in your CAS workflow today, there are a lot of manual steps. You spend most of your time doing the accounting and the review, and the high-value advisory work keeps getting squeezed to the last moment. The problem is there's just too much manual work, and you have to bounce between way too many apps to complete it. So an AI-native workflow is flipped. It's actually a new mindset. It's not time to close the books. The books are closing, and your close checklist is already almost complete, ready for your review and approval so you can dedicate your time to advising and delighting your clients. This is now possible thanks to technology, thanks to autonomous agents. Don't worry, these are not the agents I'm talking about. This isn't the Matrix. Agents are just large language models, you've heard this term now, running in a loop. You give the agent a goal and a set of tools it has access to, and it starts working step by step until it finishes the job. And these agents do the work you don't want to do. That is the really important point. That's why I've always said our goal at Digits is to automate the accounting tedium to free you from the work you don't want to do so you can focus on what's meaningful. And today, I'm very excited to announce we have done it. So as of March, thank you. As of March, thanks to a massive effort from our team, we surpassed this goal. Digits auto-books 93% of transactions. In formal benchmarking, our models outperform everything. We beat OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, xAI, DeepSeek, all of them, by an average of 58%. So what exactly is Digits, and how can you use it? We have gotten this question for years here, and I can finally share the full story today. So the number one question at our booth last year was, do I still need QuickBooks? And today, I'm very excited to tell you the answer is no. Digits is the world's first autonomous general ledger, a complete ground-up re-architecture of small business accounting software. Just like QuickBooks was the original pioneer of desktop accounting, and Xero pioneered cloud accounting, we designed and built Digits to pioneer AI-native accounting. This is why it took so long to build. We spent 6 years training models. We raised $100 million to go on this journey. We launched a private beta a year ago. We've now completed over 2,000 monthly closes on the ledger across hundreds of businesses because I didn't want to launch anything to you until I actually could prove it worked. Our engineers literally wrote the books on machine learning, including a new one that will come out later this year. Stay tuned. And you may know this name. Craig Walker was the co-founder and longtime CTO of Xero. He knows just a bit about reimagining accounting software on new technology stacks. I'm excited to announce he's now joined Digits full-time as head of product strategy. So we have built the team, we've built the technology to make this a reality. You're probably wondering, how is this actually different? First, the data model is completely new. Digits builds a semantic knowledge graph of every business. Rather than seeing each transaction as a random string of text in a database, Digits natively understands your client's vendors, customers, bank accounts, expense categories, etc. Our models have secure, direct access to all of this context. We don't ship your bank feed and your whole chart of accounts off to OpenAI, like a number of people. Digits never hallucinates. Accounting is predictive. It is not generative. Our predictive model architecture eliminates any chance of hallucination. Anyone here relying on LLMs cannot say this. And finally, Digits is agent-operated. It runs for you 24/7 in the background while you sleep. You can see the status of the agents at any time. They send you action items when they need your help. And anytime you edit their work, they learn instantly. Digits already supports all the core agents you need, from booking transactions to analyzing financials, surfacing insights, drafting and publishing reports. And we're constantly making them smarter, like teaching them to automatically collect and reconcile bank statements and manage your work papers, like fixed assets and prepaid schedules. The result is magical. Digits agents do most of the work, each handling a piece of the tedium, syncing ramp activity, reconciling bank accounts, booking payroll, categorizing transactions, so you can focus on what really matters. Now, I know a bunch of you are still skeptical. Are agents actually smart? I want to go back to this slide and address your concern. You probably thought, wow, this looks just like outsourcing. Let me outsource the tedium and just focus on the work I enjoy. And well, we all know how well that's gone, right? Tons of quality issues, tons of management overhead. Here's why. Great accountants are self-directed. They don't need constant oversight. They don't make dumb mistakes. And most importantly, they know each business they're working on. That's why it's so painful to switch accountants. With outsourcing, you have all of these problems. They need a lot of guidance, they make mistakes, and they don't know the details or history of the business they're working on. It takes forever to get them up to speed. GPT is exactly the same. You have to tell it what to do, it hallucinates frequently, and it doesn't know that business at all. It's just trained on the general accounting knowledge on the internet. Digits is completely different. Our agents know the accounting workflows, they run them 24/7, they're based on predictive models so they can't hallucinate, and they have the secure access to the complete historical context of each business, so they do the accounting tailored to each of your clients. And I have data to prove this. So I already showed you that Digits outperforms all LLMs. How does it do against humans? Well, we designed a competition. We selected 4 real small businesses whose books have been closed by a dedicated professional accountant. We randomly selected 500 recent transactions, so 2,000 transactions total. And we then went and hired 12 outsourced accountants with experience ranging from a couple years to 30+ year CPAs. We assigned 3 of them to each business, and we matched them up with 1 Digits bookkeeping agent. So how did it go? Well, let's start with accuracy. Who thinks the outsourced accountants got 90% right? Nobody. Okay, sorry, 1. We have 1. You're exactly correct. They were nowhere close, just under 80% accurate. How did Digits do? Almost 98% perfect. This blew us away. Speed. All right, the outsourced accountants averaged 34 seconds per transaction. When you think of this over the course of 500 transactions, it makes sense. Some are quite easy, others require research, it takes time. Digits does it in 40 milliseconds per transaction. Our agent processed the entire business in 20 seconds. And yes, we did pay the humans, don't worry. We tried to find the best outsourced accountants possible, so we ended up paying about $40 an hour. Overall, we spent a few $1,000s running this trial. Digits will book unlimited transactions for $100 a month. So the results were clear. Digits makes 10 times fewer mistakes, is 850 times faster, and is at least 4 times cheaper than outsourcing the work. For larger businesses, the cost difference would be way more dramatic. And you don't need to take my word for it. It really does work. I leave it to Jason to coin AIE as a product category. Thank you, Jason. So the world of AI native accounting is here, and we're really fortunate to have been guided by those who know the profession the best. I think many of you here may know Casey, the longtime VP of Strategy and Innovation at CPA.com. She recently retired from her full-time role. I'm excited to share she's joined Digits as our advisor and innovation partner to help ensure we approach this the right way. So that's the story of Digits. After 6 years heads down building, I can finally give it to all of you. Digits is the world's first autonomous general ledger. It's run by agents that automate the tedium for you. It's the only ledger that runs itself 24/7. It can't hallucinate, and it learns each business by heart. And it has everything you need to wow your clients. The client portal, interactive reports, commenting, action items, invoicing, bill pay. It's all built in, so it's a complete end-to-end replacement for QuickBooks. The best part is it's now available today. There's no more waiting. Digits is just $100 per month per client. And for everyone that's scaling new heights, if you sign up this week, we're making it free for you, for your whole firm, for 4 months, no matter how many clients you have, so you can check it out and tell me if I'm right or not. So go to digits.com/SNH. If you want to learn more, I'll be doing open Q&A at our booth at 11, right after this. Craig and Rob from our team are leading a Power Breakfast deep dive tomorrow at 7. And Casey is also here in person with us for the first episode of our new podcast. We are launching the AI Native Accounting Show. Every month, Casey's going to host a top firm leader and innovator from across the profession. And we're recording live tomorrow here at SNH with your incredible host, Dawn, and Matt Gardner from Highline. So thank you all.